All right. This is a really impromptu little stream. I just want to get the Occult Crescent. The Occult Crescent. Get it unlocked, get in there, mess around a little bit, and then it's back to work. All right, let's do it. You're a Losira, aren't you? Just the woman I was after, as it happens. Old Keterum tasked me with finding you. Says he's got a proposition for you. Stay right there, I'll go fetch him. Apologies for collaring you like this, but I was hoping we could parley before you took leave of Tuliola. I'll cut right to the chase. I want you on board for me final expedition. Before I get into the particulars, allow me to spin a quick yarn. These days, any Eorzean sailor worth the salt bound for Tural take the established route, skirt the southern Indigo Deep. But back when maps of the realm were nothing but blank parchment past Verbrand, all we had was the allure of the horizon to guide us. Most of me fellow explorers weighed anchor and cut a course due west, heading straight for adventure. Alas, most were lost to the waves. Me crew and I reached Tural on account of us ranging northward and avoiding the same treacherous waters that claimed them. That stretch of the deep came to be known as Shade's Triangle. I had a notion to solve its mysteries on behalf of me fallen comrades, but after arriving on these shores, it was the land, not the sea, that promised adventure anew. Once I'd settled here and disbanded the expedition, I never did get the opportunity. But then I crossed paths with a certain realm-renowned adventurer and began to wonder. Aye, something told me that, with your help, I'd finally shed light on the mystery of those accursed waters. So how about it? Will you join this old explorer on one final jaunt? You had me at mystery, but what about your duties at the palace, old guy? Not to worry. I propose all this with full backing of the Dawn servants. Truth be told, even before Galul asked me to watch over Kona and Wuklamat, I feared I'd never sail again. Any road, I sensed the pair were wise to me worrying, so I laid it all bare. And you said the mystery of Shade's Triangle has haunted you since? The region of which you speak is an impediment to trade with foreign nations, and any effort to unravel its secrets would ultimately benefit Tuliolao. Sounds like it might be the last chance you get, especially if you're hoping to get Losira involved. Besides, Papa would turn in his grave if we barred his old friend from one final voyage. I say follow your heart, Tanqua. I'm sure you'll be wanting more details, but I'd like to set sail sooner rather than later. Let's reconvene once we've put a few malms between us and the harbor. The ship is ready and waiting. Had her sent over from Limsa especially. When you're ready, speak with Offenheim over on the pier. All right, y'all, let's go. Let's see now. Where am I supposed to go? Y'all know I'm just making up the pronunciations of some of these names. All right, let's see now. See what this guy says. Once you're ready, I'll row us out to the vessel in this here skiff. Losira, I presume? Captain Rum told me all about you. The name's Offenheim, navigator by trade. They say Shades Triangle is racked with storms year-round, but a closer look at the charts tell you that ain't strictly true. For a brief season, the sky's clear and the sea's calm. Hence why the old explorer's eager to weigh anchor. What's the matter? Don't tell me you're weary of clambering onto this little rowboat. Ha ha ha! We're not rowing all the way to Shades Triangle. Our vessel's waiting out beyond the shallows. Any road, when you're good and prepared to leave, just say the word. All right, let's go. Ready to plot a course for waters unknown, are you? Let's go. Don't know whether to respect your mettle or question your sanity, but welcome aboard. Shades Triangle, here we come. Plain sailings thus far. Might be time to talk about our destination. Shades Triangle is a churning mess of storms, so every time a vessel goes missing in the region, most blame the treacherous conditions. But hear this, there are records of the last ship seeking to chart those waters, and the message they relayed to their escort is passing strange. Conditions fair. Crescent-shaped isle sighted in vicinity. Potential safe haven during storms. Attempting to make landfall. They never made it back to port, despite the calm seas. Folks have taken to calling the island the Occult Crescent ever since. They say it's not but a shifting mirage that claims the lives of all who sight it. Everyone on board knows the risk involved in a voyage like this, but there ain't nothing like the thrill of the unknown to trump good sense. Aye, the whiff of mystery and the promise of new discoveries hard to resist. Am I right in thinking the same applies to you, adventurer? Oh, you know it. Anyhow, why don't you get acquainted with the rest of the crew? I'll be here checking the charts. Once you've got a measure of the folks risking their hides along with you, come and find me. All right, let's go talk to some people. Let's go. This ain't my first trip in these waters. I've sailed close to Shades Triangle to survey the weather many a time. Only on the clearest days when the sea's flat as glass do you get a glimpse of the isle. It looks unremarkable from a distance, but But that's exactly what the poor bastards who went missing must have thought. Never did pluck up the courage to take a closer peek, curious as I was. But when I heard Captain Rem was leading an expedition into the heart of the triangle, I signed right up. Don't get me wrong, I've still got me reservations. When I think of whatever's waiting for us in those waters, it's the excitement that wins out. Right, let's go. My grandfather once sailed with Captain Ram. He was right there with them when the first made landfall in Turao. But it wasn't Turao they were aiming for. They left Eorzea westward bound for Hingashi. They didn't count on the great big continent lying between them and their destination. Alright, that's better. Let's go. Once they were ashore, they soon forgot all about the Far East. Eventually, my grandfather settled, and here I am 3 generations later. By all accounts, journeying with Captain Ram is life-changing. I mean that in the best possible sense, of course. Okay. This vessel is only one venturing into Shay's Triangle, but there'll be the other ships stationed nearby to relay messages back and forth by link pearl. If anything happens to us, they'll get word to the capital. This isn't some foolhardy treasure hunt. No, solving the Isle's secrets will be worth more than any glittering trinkets. And if we can open up safe passage to the island, there's potential to establish a permanent landing. Just imagine the boon to foreign trade that would bring. All of which is to say, there's more at stake here than lining our pockets. Yeah. There's no telling what awaits us on the island, which is why we've enlisted the help of experts and artisans to supplement our crew. There's one fellow we're all wishing we'd steer clear of, though. After we left port, I caught the crazed fool trying to launch one of the lifeboats. We managed to lock him in the hold, but the Vidral said about drinking all the rum in sight. In the end, we tied him up and stuffed him in one of the barrels he drained dry. Okay. Looks like you had a good chat with the crew. That's the thing with seafaring. A close-knit crew is indispensable out on the open sea. I know there's talk about me feats and reaching Turao, but in truth, I couldn't have done it without me fellow explorers. Wherever the winds might take us, I consider it me duty to get us all there and back in one piece. Right, we'll be entering Shay's Triangle any moment. Look sharp. Land ho! Hold steady. We sail straight for her. Aye aye. Where's that blasted island? Just had it in our sights. Land spotted off the starboard stern. What? Don't tell me we careened right past it. Get this Hulk turned around. Lost sight of the damn thing again. Shifted mirage was right on the money. If the isle itself was moving, the waves would be surging right over the bulwark. This is no natural phenomenon. Something's messing with our perception. Ye deserve it. Heed my call. Deserve the nod on where we go. Who are you talking to? A strange voice, you say? I didn't hear a thing. What in the... I lost control of the rudder. It's like something's reeling us in. Gods. It couldn't be the island, could it? How's the hull looking? No obvious damage, but the ship's stuck fast, almost as if we've dropped anchor. Perfectly docked, without a single scratch. There ain't a helmsman alive who could have managed that. I fear she'll end up like that if we try and shift her. I reckon we are brought here by some sort of arcane trickery. Trapped, too, most likely. Heh, magicked right to our destination. Quite the stroke of luck, if you ask me. Well, there's nothing for it but to get this expedition underway. Okay. With the ship pinned in place, there's not much we can do except take a look around. That voice you heard on the ship. I'm starting to wonder whether that wasn't some kind of summons. Glad to have you with us regardless. As for the isle itself, I'd assume it was uninhabited. Certainly wasn't expecting to come across this phantom village. Like as not, there's some sort of ward encompassing the island to keep us here. That said, there's a chance ethereal currents could circumvent the ward. Assuming you can tap into one, might be worth a try if adventure calls you elsewhere. Any road, as much as I'd like to gather the crew and get stuck right in, we'd better secure the perimeter first. Oh, and I thought I'd give you a journal to jot down your findings along the way. Figure there's more than a few folks out there who'd appreciate a record of your exploits here. Fill those pages. Give them something to sink their teeth into. If you wish to return to Tuliyola at any point during the expedition, interact with the ethereal current by the moored ship. The corresponding current at high tide harbor facilities travel back to the Occult Crescent. The occult record is now available under Collection in the Duty section of the main menu. New entries for prominent terms and characters will be added to the record as you explore the Occult Crescent. Okay. Let's see, what is that? Okay, I think that's going to do it for now. I'll have to come back and do this later, because there is work to be done. Yep, that code ain't going to write itself. So, if you've come along with me on this little journey so far, thank you very much for putting up with my terrible voice acting. Okay, I think this is going to be fun. So until next time, bye-bye.